We have video editing slash video commission drama, which I feel like is something I haven't touched upon yet on this channel. This is posted on Twitter by Twitter user Nayeria Bruti, who goes by Nayeria, writing, I know I don't usually post, but this is a sensitive subject that really touched me. It's about a commission on Fiverr made by a person with the nickname Liam Rose 674. The 3 isn't there, it's a typo. Unfortunately, I don't have their alias or anything other than her Fiverr, as they never gave me their alias. For context, I'm a student with no income at all, so I make a bit of money with video commissions, which I make inexpensively so that people who don't necessarily have a lot of means can't afford them. As a result, this person, Liam Rose, contacted me for a video commission. First of all, they wanted a full video MV in 4 days, and I explained to them that it wasn't possible for me to work that quickly due to other commissions. During this time, I gave them regular updates and video previews to see if there was anything they needed to change, and they seemed very happy with that. Unfortunately, my mother had to go to the emergency room, and I warned them that I probably wouldn't be able to finish the video in the time they requested, as I'd rather stay with my mother. At first, they seemed very understanding about this, but as soon as the hour passed, they told me straight away, quote, "The order is late," end quote, and started spamming me. And here you can see they're spamming, "The order is late. Please tell me you finished it. I really have so little time now." And then 2 hours later, they write, "Dude, it's the 9th of my debut soon. Just send the video, please." Nigeria adds, "I explained once again that my mother was in hospital and that I couldn't send them the video because my mother is more important than that." They shamelessly replied, "I have no time for this." But here you can see, Nayeria writes, "My mother's in the hospital in critical condition. Just have a little respect, please. I stayed with her all day yesterday and the day before. I'm sorry, but my mother is much more important, and these are not things I could have predicted in advance. You did see that I was working on your video. You can ask for a refund if you like, leave me a bad note, etc., but it won't change the fact that my mother comes first. I just wish you'd have a little respect for these things. My mother means more to me than anything." And this Liam person says, "Listen, just deliver the video today, please. I have no time for this. I did have respect, and I did wait, and I tried to understand. It's either you give me half of the video and do the other half soon, or all of it right now." Bro, I mean, have a little empathy. Like, I get it. It can be a little frustrating if you have a debut and you have this like video planned and you didn't get it. I would also say, like, partially your fault for commissioning so close to the window of your debut for a project really big, right? I get it. Maybe you paid a rush fee to try to get it quicker, etc. But be a little empathetic, you know? Nothing bad is gonna happen to you if you don't get this video. But your artist or video editor is going through something really unfortunate right now, and I hope Nayeria's mom is better. Be a little empathetic. So Nayeria continues, "So we agreed that I would send the half video by the deadline and the full video later. What I did, I gave them the half video at the requested time." So here they communicate, and Nayeria says, "I understand the fact you have your debut, etc., but I'm still with my mother, and the way you asked for the video is very impolite, knowing already before that she was in the hospital. I won't be able to provide you with the full video soon, sorry. I can send you a short version, but I need to know what time you need the video." And Liam says, "All right, first of all, a short version would be nice today, as soon as you can, because I only have 6 hours before my debut. And for the full video, if it's by tomorrow or soon, I don't know, I can't say much because it doesn't matter what I say. You know yourself better, and when you can deliver more, I think you can give me the full video." And Nayeria says, "I'll come back soon at home and send you a half version, then I'll let you know when I can send you the full video." And Liam says, "Okay, please just make sure it's to get the half version before 6 hours." Then Nayeria sends the half version. Then Nayeria writes, "They then asked me for a refund for the fast delivery, which I accepted. So I asked them for their PayPal so I can make the transfer, which I hadn't done yet, fortunately." To hear more communications, Liam says, "Thank you. Also, Nayeria, you should update the Fiverr to the date you can finish. Also, I would like a refund for the fast delivery, but you can keep the actual price of the song, since it didn't get delivered on time, so only need to refund that part if you can do it." And Nayeria says, "I don't know if it's possible to get a partial refund via Fiverr, but I'll send you the money via PayPal if I can't." And Liam says, "Okay, I'll send you my email then." Nayeria continues, "They then asked me if I was going to update the order for the date. I didn't reply as I was with my mom, and an hour later, they canceled the order without paying for the video I sent in half, and started saying that I had insulted them by message and that I was harassing them." So here on March 10th at like 2 p.m., almost 3 p.m., Liam says, "Also, are you going to update the date for the order?" And then here, it looks like Liam annulled the commission, and that was also on March 10th. And the review reads, "I had a very horrible experience with this person. They were very unprofessional and super rude. All they did was give me excuses the whole time, as it wasn't enough. They were taking longer than when we agreed upon. They started to insult me when I clearly was patient with them. I don't recommend buying from this person. They slack and they don't take their work seriously. They have wasted my time." Like, I will add that, okay, there are cases that we've covered on this channel where artists like lie, you know, about people being in the hospital, whatever, to try to like get away from not doing commissions. But you got to use like some common sense, you know, like that is somebody's MO. The people who do that, they do that a lot. They ghost hella people, etc. Like, this is one commission. There has been no indication that Nayeria is lying. I firmly believe Nayeria is telling the truth, right? I believe what you say until something comes up to give me a reason to disbelieve what you've said, right? A little bit of empathy goes a long way. The area is in the hospital and you're out here spamming the crap out of them. I get it. A debut is important to you, but it's not life or death, okay? And then to leave a bad review on top of that, Area continues, they also said that I had nothing but excuses, which means that I made up the fact that my mother was in the hospital. After which they left me a bad review saying that I was making a whole drama out of it. And here's the review. Very horrible to work with and kept harassing me in DMs. They never deliver on time and kept giving me excuses and they were super unprofessional the whole time. They have wasted my time when we had an agreement from the start, but instead they kept disrespecting me and ruined my debut. I don't recommend buying from them unless you have time for drama and a while to wait. And they gave 1 star for everything. By the way, what in the projection kept harassing me in DMs, whereas this Liam person was the one that was actively harassing? And Nayaria adds, and don't forget, I didn't get any income from them, even though I worked for their video. I'm not asking for much, just be careful if you come across this person in the future. I really don't want another person to go through the treatment they gave me. So that thread was posted March 10th. And some more information just came out about it. So Nayaria quote retweets this on April 21st, writing, please retweet this. Having finally found the person's identity thanks to a friend, I'm continuing the thread. So this person is a VTuber named Looney with just over 400 subscribers. Unlucky for them, we came across the video on their YouTube channel. You can follow the previous thread for the full story. After some research, here is their X, and they add their link and they drop the YouTube. Their latest cover is, as luck would have it, a cover on Villain, the cover that I was supposed to do the MV. I watched the video, the whole video, and it seems that she hired another person to reproduce my video, which is pure plagiarism. And of course, I remind you that she didn't pay me for my work and she didn't even credit me on the video. And you can see the MV credit goes to somebody called Osiris Vivo. So Nayaria adds, here's their version, and mine is linked to the post. Please compare them. If you don't believe me, I still have the folder with the original files. I have never been contacted about this and I've never been told that another person would copy my video. So let's take a look at this. So here we have the After Effects files. The YouTube video is down, but the embed on Twitter is actually still up. So we can take a look real quick. And again, I'm going to mute the audio, but you can see the font is the same. We all pretend to be the heroes on the good side, the same font, the Flash. And then you see this. The same screen, the same font, the same papyrus font, but now it says video by Osiris instead of video by Nyria. As you can see, it's the same. Oh, it's like the same vibe. That static transition is really, really similar. Obviously, the art in the background is going to be the same because it's using the same art elements, but the font, this font is the same. The achromatic with the black and white like that. To continue, Nayaria writes, so to sum up, she disrespects me throughout the commission, leaves me a fake review, doesn't pay me for the video, calls somebody to copy my video without informing me first, doesn't even credit me on their cover. The person who made the video is Osiris is away. I don't know if this person was aware that they were copying my video without permission, but in any case, they qualified the video as their own and seem very happy about it. Oh, and I'm not mentioned on the Twitter post either. So here, you know, they're kind of saying, oh guys, I edited this, go watch this. And then here Looney posts the song cover. Okay, but just take a look at this screen. You see the red text sans serif with the red text serif style font with the checkerboard on the bottom with the pieces flying in the background into kind of like fading into white. So Nayaria continues, I would really like this thread to make a lot of noise to denounce this person. I'm a small video artist and I don't want anyone to have to suffer the same fate I did. I don't know if they're taking advantage of my poor reputation to do this, but it's a horrible thing to see your work being stolen. I think everyone has the right to be respected, even if they're a small artist. Once again, this person doesn't know respect and thinks it's okay to steal my video. I just hope this thread reaches the right audience. Thanks for reading, and I hope things can move on from the last thread. By the way, when I say poor reputation, I mean weak reputation, not a bad reputation, by the way. And, you know, here we have a commenter stating that the one posted on YouTube is almost 1-for-1, the exact same visuals with some color variation, some transition differences, and the art in the background is a different order than the one you posted. This is messed up. And then here, Osiris is credited as the, where was the, so then Looney quote retweeted it, throwing out their side, the original March 10th call out. So Looney writes, so I'm gonna address this situation and show full screenshots of the whole conversation. Also, please remember English isn't my first language, so I'm sorry for any grammar mistakes. But at the end of this, please don't send hate towards her or anyone thread. So Looney adds, first of all, I paid extra for fast delivery and we agreed she would deliver it before the 9th of March. And she promised to make sure it's done before then. Keep in mind, she said more than once she would give me regular updates, but she in fact did not. So here they're discussing this all on February 24th. So Looney asked how long it would take to finish the piece. Nayaria says it depends on you, that it could be done by the end of the month, but the costs will be higher as it's a fast delivery. And then Looney says, if you can make it before the 9th, then I'm good since my debut would be on the 9th. And Nairia says, I usually do my videos in 21 days. So I can also do it for the 9th, but there will be a little extra for faster delivery if you agree. Looney asks how much it would cost. Nairia says it depends on the budget. So they said an extra 10 euros. And Looney says, so $35 total. And Nairia says, if that suits you, of course. And Looney says, okay, so it'll take 9 days to finish. And Nairia says, it'll be something before March 9th as you want it to be. So something like at the maximum, the 7th or 8th. Maybe before, depends on life. So Looney says, please keep me updated so we don't go beyond the 9th with any revisions. And Nairia says, that's what I said, the 7th to the 8th for the final video, but there will be work in progress videos. That way, if you have any extra revisions, I can do them. So Nairia sends the offer. Looney adds, they mentioned they gave me regular updates, but that never happened. A week went by without any updates, so I asked if there were any. To which they replied with that they would show me one today or tomorrow, but they never did. 2 to 3 days passed without updates. Looney says on March 3rd, are there any updates? Then Nairia says, sorry for the late work in progress. Just had to finish 3 comms last week and it was a bit of a rush. I'll send it to you as soon as we can. And Looney says, it's okay as long as we make sure the project is delivered by the 8th and also to make sure there's nothing to change. Then on March 5th, Looney adds, there's no update still. Looney adds, after asking them again, they said, as I said, I have university. They said that as if I somehow knew their personal life, which I didn't, but I still said sorry and was worried for them because I understand how university can be. And after that, they sent me the first preview. So Looney says, you said either today or tomorrow, but it's been 2 days. And Nairia writes, hi, as I said, I've got university classes that take up a lot of my time, so I haven't had time to finalize the preview, unfortunately, and I apologize for that. But the video will be here for the 8th and a full version will be available on the 7th if you have changes. I'll send you a mini preview today when I get back from uni to see if you've already made any changes to the background text or universe. But rest assured I'm working on your video, don't worry. It's just that with university, I only have time to work on it on the evenings. And then Looney apologized for coming off as pushy and they understand how university can be and that they're waiting. And Nairia says, thank you, don't worry, I understand it can be frustrating to not have a work in progress when you pay for a commission, so don't feel like you're being pushy. And then Nairia later sends a mini preview. Then Looney says, after that, you can see we started to talk about what needs to be changed and everything. So here they're kind of discussing on March 5th about for credits. Looney says that she would like, like a glitch between her smiling. For credits, the song is Villain by Stella Jang, and that the mixing stuff, the name would be given a little bit later. Looney adds, everything was okay until they mentioned their mother went to the emergency room. Of course, I was worried and I asked them. At that point, I was more worried for them than the order, and they did reply to me saying everything is fine, and I was glad, and said they would send me an update that day. So here, some more stuff was discussed between the 6th and the 7th, and Nairia says, hello, sorry I didn't give you an update yesterday. My mom had to go to the emergency room yesterday, so I stayed with her. I know I shouldn't talk about my private life, but this way you're kind of in the loop. Looney says, it's okay, I understand. I hope your mom is okay and everything is going good now. And please, if you could deliver today, I would appreciate it. Nairia says, everything's fine. I'll send you the final video today when I can. And if you have any changes, I'll make them today too. And Looney says, okay, and I'm glad your mother is okay. Looney adds, it never happened and my debut was less than a day away. I do understand the way I worded things might have been impolite, but please see it from my side. I paid extra to have it before the 9th, but I never did. And I was doing a subathon and needed this video that day. So here, this is where Looney is kind of spamming, being like, the order is late. Please tell me you finished it. I really have so little time now. She then goes on saying her mother is in critical condition. I didn't know as she never said anything, but if she couldn't do the video, she could have said so from the start. And if she needed the money due to her mom's bills, I would have made her keep it, but she was rude to me. This one I personally have to disagree with. Like, I can completely understand that the lack of updates from Nairia could be a little frustrating, but how was Nairia supposed to predict that her mom was gonna go to the hospital? The statement, if she couldn't do the video, she could have said so from the start. Like, you know what I mean? That wouldn't be something you could figure out. We've already seen this screenshot where Nairi was talking about her mother. But again, I want to add that because Looney said English isn't their first language, maybe that's a miscommunication or a mistranslation there. So Looney adds, ever since I commissioned them all, I have been promised that were never kept. Excuses one after the other. And I had enough at this point. It felt like she's guilt tripping me or scamming me, so I was a bit straightforward since this is work at the end of the day. So that was the screenshot we saw earlier where Looney says, please deliver today. I have no time for this. And they add, and I do have respect for these things, but you also need to understand my position as I'm an understanding person. If you can't do the full video today, then please send me whatever you were left off with, please, and you can do the rest soon. I'm sorry you're going through all of this, but I'm also very stressed because this isn't easy on me as well. And Nairia says, I understand the fact you have your debut, but I'm still with my mother, and the way you asked for the video was very impolite, knowing before she was in the hospital, and we've already seen this. And Looney adds, I understand it might have seemed insensitive, but I was very considerate of them this whole time and tried my best. But rather people see this or not, it's work, and this type of behavior isn't professional. I tried to come up with solutions so I don't have to cancel the order. So we've already seen these screenshots as well, where, the solution was sending a half video when Nairia could and to do the full one when they could finish it. Then Nairia adds, I wanted to not cancel the order, which we did in a way, but she never updated the Fiverr and would always take a while to reply back. I was worried for her on Fiverr and was telling her to update the date so I can also tell my viewers when to expect the video, but she never replied. I would also say, assuming that Nairia is being honest, because again, I have no reason to assume otherwise, right? If Nairia is busy with university and going to the hospital because their mom is in the hospital, well, of course, they're not going to really reply as frequently as they normally would because their mom is in the hospital. I think maybe like Looney's trying to show that there's like a couple hours between the responses. And Looney adds, she never answered, and I asked for a refund only for the fast delivery due to how it never got delivered on time, so I had full right for this. Never got the money because I canceled the order, of course. So here, this is where Looney asks for the refund of the fast delivery, and then like 15 minutes later, Nairia responds. Also, don't know if it's possible to get a partial refund via Fiverr, but I'll send you the money via PayPal if I can't. Then Looney says, okay, I'll send you my email, gives the email, and says, also, when are you gonna update the order? For me, I'm just a little confused because are there more screenshots that we didn't see? Maybe there's more, but Looney is like really stressing that Nairia isn't replying fast enough, essentially. But all of this communication between like the half video up until the refund, all of that happened on the same day. So I think it's very reasonable for if somebody's mom is in the hospital, they're not going to be responding to you at your beck and call. It might take, a little bit. Nairia responding in the frequency they're responding at the longest. There's like a 3-hour window between responses. I think that's completely fair given circumstances. So Looney continues, of course, let me be clear. I did show the preview on stream because at that moment I didn't cancel the order, even though she said I can and can leave her a bad comment, which I tried my best not to do. But due to how she was treating me, I canceled the order and never posted my VOD. I didn't post it on YouTube or Twitch or save it for the debut that I've been working on so hard for months to plan. I couldn't do much with it because I canceled the order, and I knew I shouldn't show work I didn't pay for after canceling the order. And here Nairia says, you're a horrible, heartless customer. My mother is in critical condition and you say it's only an apology, and you didn't even pay me for the video. Frankly, you have no heart and it's horrible to do that. You've shown no respect and you didn't pay me. You're a pest who takes advantage of people's misfortune. I hope you hate your video. I just think it's really interesting, and maybe it's a language barrier. You guys get mad at me for how much benefit of doubt I give people though. But I just think it's interesting because like Looney keeps saying, oh, I tried my best not to do that, leaves extremely scathing 1-star review. Or like, I try my best to be understanding, but she didn't respond fast enough. And Nairia's responding like, every 15 minutes, with the exception of like 1 3-hour window, which is probably how long it took them to commute home and get to their computer. I get you paid a rush fee, but come on, man, like their mom's in the hospital. But Looney adds, she started harassing me, but I never made a post about it or made a big deal of it, just passed it by. After this, I tried to find another person to do this for me on my budget, which I did give them the one Nairia did as a reference. I did say I wanted something like it in a way, but not the same. And seeing now, that wasn't right. I didn't know using it as a reference for another artist meant stealing, and to that, I'm sorry for that, and that was wrong of me. But the artist said they couldn't do the style because Nairia's editing was good and it was already of a great quality. So I asked my friend Osiris as a way for help. He never did this before and was trying to help a friend. I did give him Nairia's video as a reference and said I wanted something similar. It must have been a lack of communication because they thought I said copy, which was not their fault at all. After that, I posted the video and didn't mention Nairia because I didn't know it's stealing, and to that I own up to my mistake. It's my first time doing an MV, so I wasn't aware, but now I am, and I want to say sorry to Nairia for making her feel that I stole her work, which wasn't my intention at all. Yes, they have said rude stuff to me, but as an artist myself, I would never steal somebody's work. And due to that, if Nairia sends me her PayPal, I will send her the money and will put her name on the credits on the video. Again, I'm sorry for this misunderstanding, Nairia. I didn't mean to copy it, nor did my friend, and I'm sorry for making you feel that I'm overpowering, even though I don't have such power you mentioned. Doesn't matter if you're small or big artist, I completely understand why you're upset like this. I did wish you would have DM'd me about it and we could have solved it in DMs instead of making such a hate post about me like this that causes me mental stress. Please remember, don't send her any hate comments or harass anyone, guys. I didn't make this post to make her look bad. She's an artist just like me and deserves her rights that I haven't seen, and for that I'm sorry, and I want to make it up and pay her the money. So please stop sending me hate comments. My mental state can't handle it. I understand I did something bad without knowing, and I'm gonna take responsibility for my actions. And Looney adds, also they claim the art is theirs and everything, which is wrong because the artwork was done by Paikura and this is what the assets I gave them. And they never gave any assets they used, so I didn't steal anything at all. I guess referring to these. And Looney adds, also please compare both of these and see the difference between them. The left one was Nairia's work and the right was my friend's work. And notice how the chess pieces are different from the ones she used. So the left one is Nairia's work. So here we can see the chess pieces, the board's a little bit different. This is the friend's one. The board is different, a little different. The chess pieces are a little different. But come on, like the general essence of the entire thing is the same. And Bumblebee adds, the chess pieces are different. Bro, you have to be trolling right now. And Looney adds, the chess pieces she didn't draw, nor did I. I found it on Google and so did she. So it belongs to none of us at the end. Same with the background, it doesn't belong to me or her. And here Meow Baby Meow adds, right, so I'm allowed to copy your VTuber design exactly down to the details as long as I draw it myself and, I don't know, use a different style of fox ears. So Nairia now quote retweets that post that Looney made with their side, adding, I'm gonna reply to this thread because I'm not into hate, but this kind of people who are totally out of touch makes me feel a bit sorry. Defending yourself by taking back the screenshots I sent is useless. You can't defend yourself in such a situation. You harassed me and disrespected me by giving me a fake review. I gave you reviews. I had very little time to make the video. You took very late and I accepted your request. Yes, I have a life on the side. I can't give you an update every day. I have other commissions on the side. Yes, my mother was in the hospital and I preferred to stay with her rather than watch your video. I even left the hospital early so I could send you a half version for your debut. You've never been grateful to me for that. So yes, there is a gap between the messages you sent in my reply and your cancellation, but did you specify that it's a gap of just 2 hours? Yes, I didn't reply in 2 hours because I have a personal life and I'm not in front of my screen all the time. Sorry about that. I get the impression that you're only defending yourself because you were caught in the act. You stole my work and find it normal. It's inexcusable. There's no point in making a thread. I may have been rather direct in some messages, but do you remember the way you addressed me when I told you that my mother was in the hospital? It's very serious and for me, it's a lack of respect. I hope you gain maturity for future times. Stealing somebody's work is horrible. I wish you all the best though. And Naria adds, I see that many people harass Looney. Remember that harassment is very serious. I simply made this post to denounce and not encourage harassment. This is just a little side note. I get frustrated when I see the level of entitlement VTubers have about their debut. And maybe I don't understand because I'm not a VTuber. I completely empathize that you have a project that is your baby that you've worked on for a really, really long time. So it feels like life or death. But your debut is not comparable to somebody's mom having a health crisis in the hospital. One is life or death, and your debut is not that, okay? So it just reads so out of touch to be like, yeah, but you have to see it from my side. Like, what about my debut? Da, 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 da. When their mom is in the hospital. Bro, come on. Bro, when I was in high school, okay, I was so excited to go ice skating. I've never been ice skating before. My mom promised to take me. She's never let me go ice skating before because she's always scared I'm going to injure myself. But she finally agreed, and I was so excited right before we were about to leave. Like, dead ass, we were right in the entryway. We get a phone call. My grandma had a heart attack. Was I bummed out that I couldn't go ice skating? Sure. I can go ice skating anytime. Visiting my grandma in the hospital, who thankfully she survived. She's alive and kicking and really well, rocking at the ripe old age of 95. But that is like me being like, yeah, like, but what about my ice skating though? Like, you have to think about me. Like, what about me? She almost died. And Naria adds a little extra context writing, as I said, my words were quite direct due to the way she's treated me all this time. She also claims that I said the art was mine, which is not the case. In my video, we can see that I credited the artist. I'm just claiming the video. Apparently, she would have the right because the chess pieces were found on Google and I didn't draw them. And once again, please don't harass Looney. I'm only denouncing the person and the experience I've had with her, and I'm in no way inciting anyone to harass her or Osiris. And we have a statement from Osiris themselves, writing, addressing the situation at hand. I wanted to start this off by saying that Looney is one of my closest friends and someone that I trust dearly and still do. That being said, I worked on the video assuming that she had gotten permission for me to remake it one-to-one. As the editor, I had a responsibility to ask her whether she had permission, and for that I apologize. I am at best a novice to the space, and I did not have the experience to ask for these kinds of things in the first place. Looney had asked me to use her video as a reference and not to copy it. I did not inquire further, and that was my mistake. Naria Broody, I am so sorry for not doing my due diligence in communicating, and I am sorry for taking your work, and I'll guarantee it will never happen again. If there is any way I can make it up to you, please DM and I'll do whatever I can. Regarding everything else, I am in no position to comment on the conversation that the two had. All I ask is that you keep an open mind and hear her out. And then Looney makes a post writing, at Naria Broody, I took down the video and I'm having somebody redo it. I talked to some people and I now realize that I did copy that video. I asked my editor to use that video as a reference, but because of miscommunication, he thought I meant copy. I still saw the final work and improved it, and I take responsibility for that. I shouldn't have uploaded it. I'm very new to the whole scene and I didn't realize my mistake, and I'm sorry. If you're willing, I can send you the money for the previous preview. And Nairia says, thank you for removing the video. I don't care about the money from the half video, to be honest. I don't want the money. I just saw my work being stolen and copied, so I wanted to report it because stealing somebody's work and carrying on with life as if nothing happened is awful. Especially trying to defend yourself on this point. It takes a lot of work and life's unforeseen events can unfortunately crop up. I would have hoped that you would understand my situation as you also have commissions at your disposal. I sincerely hope you would gain in maturity for the next few times and won't do this again. I wish you all the best for the future. And this seems to be the amicable conclusion that these two have arrived at. Again, don't send hate to any parties involved. At the end of the day, that is not what this is about. I would love to hear your 2 cents about the whole situation, but I think we can all agree that if the essence scene by scene of the MV looks extremely similar to the previous person's work, to the point where if you weren't the person who made it and you're just kind of glancing at it as a regular viewer, you would genuinely mistake one video for the other and assume that the new video that was uploaded was actually something made by Nairia because it looks so similar to the previous work that we've crossed some lines here. But anyways, if you like this video, I would appreciate it if you like and subscribe. I have a VGen now, so feel free to check me out on there. I also have a coffee with free resources and stuff, and I will also have everybody linked down below as well. I hope to catch you guys on my Twitch, where I do stream 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST, or in another one of my videos. Peace.